picking out a bench that's right for you. Or a video about me picking out a bench that was right for me. I'm going to make this video because I couldn't find a video like this video. All the videos that I found about weight benches marketed a product and pointed out all the features of a specific product. What I want to make a video about is the things that a bench needs to be a good bench. The key points of a good bench. And when I'm talking about a good bench, I'm talking about a bench for getting big and strong. If you're just wanting to be cut up and not really lift any heavy weight, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a heavy-duty good bench that will last a lifetime. And the reason why, like I said, I couldn't find a video about it. I just found videos pointing out this bench does this, it does that. Not this bench needs to do this. And these are all the things a bench needs to do. So I was trying to find benches, and I had probably 5 or 6, I don't even know, maybe 10 different things I wanted out of a bench. One bench would have 4 of them. Another bench would have 5 of them, but 2 of them would be different from that one. And it took me a long time to find the right bench. So I started off with the wrong bench. One of these little benches with a little pipe holding the backrest in place. I'll take it out. This little bitty pipe right there, I'm putting all my body weight on, and plus whatever weight I'm working out with. So that is a little worrisome, and I think it probably makes this bench like a 300-pound capable bench or something. So that's one of the things. And then the fact that these things are here. First of all, when you put a bar on here, you can't put weight on one side and walk to the other side without holding the bar down because of how narrow they are. You got a seesaw effect going. So you got that problem getting weight on it to begin with when you're working out by yourself. You got 2 people, no problem. The second thing is these things are right in the way. Right in the way. For me, where I want to put my hands a lot of times, they're right in the way. And you want to use the bench for other things like dumbbell flies, or even laying on the bench and doing rear lateral flies, laying on an incline bench on your stomach. These things are in the way. So, oh, one more thing. This right here, this is a fixed leg curl thing. Sometimes you need to go down this way. That's in the way big time. It's a light bench. Now, I'm not knocking this bench. This bench can be used for a lot of things, and a lot of people would be happy with this bench. Like I said, I'm talking about when you're getting up over 200 pounds benching and things like that, and you're trying to get bigger and stronger. So, this is the bench I have now. And it is the exact bench I was going to buy. And I almost bought it new. It was like $300. I wound up getting this bench for $125 plus tax used. And what I want to do is talk about the key points for the bench I needed. And I think this is going to go across the board for most people looking to get a good bench. And first of all, you want a flat, incline, decline capable bench. That's a FID utility bench. And that's what this is. So I'll go through some of the key points to each of those positions and necessary things you want. So let's start with the decline. In the decline position, you're going to want to make sure, well, I wanted to make sure, that in this position, my butt rest could also incline to make a straight line or close to a straight line while declined. Now you're going to look at some benches and decline that bench before you buy it and try to make that line up, and it may not do it. One of the last one I looked at was way off. Not only was it not in line, it was like it was even up higher and the angle was off. So that was important for me. The next thing about being in a decline position is when you're pushing weight, you're going to want to, just naturally gravity is going to push you down. You're going to want to slide down this bench. So having a shin support or a ankle support on the bench to hold you in position is pretty key on that. So this bench has that. Now, I mentioned I was going to buy a new bench and it was going to be like $300. Well, I got to looking and it's the exact same bench as this one. The frame is what you need to look at. The frame, the foundation of the bench, the support, where all the strength comes from. The bench I was going to buy was the identical frame, painted a different color knobs for the two different adjustments, and it had little angle stickers here letting you know what angle you're at. That was the difference. It was a pretty bench, but it was this identical bench. And I almost overlooked it until I looked at the frame on it. And the frame is the main thing. If you're going to use your bench, you'll eventually end up reupholstering and repadding it. So you got to get a good frame. And this is the frame. 2x2, 11 gauge, 2x3, 11 gauge up to this point. So the frame is important. Just look at the frame. You might buy a bench, the exact bench you want, pay double for it if you don't. I almost did it. So I talked about the decline. Now the flat position. The flat position is pretty, you don't need anything holding you in place or anything, but what I like about the flat position is there's nothing in my way down here. A lot of benches have the leg curl attachment that is a fixed. It's not really an attachment. It's fixed to the bench and you can't remove it. And then you got a bulge up here, usually a hinge point that's in your area of your crotch. You don't want anything in that area. Or I don't when I'm working out. I might hit something. But anyhow, so I wanted a bench that had the capability of taking a leg curl, leg extension, preacher curl, and even lat pull down if I wanted to attachment. And this bench has that. And I can take it off so it's not in my way when I don't need it. And it's not heavier. I move my bench a lot when I'm working out. I do different stuff. So that was important to me. Have the leg curl, leg extension capability, but also have the ability to take it off and get it out of the way when you don't need it. So that was real important. Now on the incline part of the bench, I like to do my incline presses at the lowest incline. And the reason why is because if I do it at a higher incline, I'm really working more on my shoulders and taking the weight off my chest. So I like that variance. And this bench goes up to, a lot of people don't like 90, and a lot of benches are like 85 degrees rather than being straight up and down. People say it's better on the back, I guess, to not be straight up and down. So this one's probably about 87 or something like that, not quite 90. But the thing I like about it is in between that and flat, you have 4 more adjustment capabilities. So if you're like me and you don't want to be this high to an incline, you can do it like this. Or you could do both for more targeting as far as specifics on your chest, up and down, you know, your higher, upper and lower, and your delts. So that's real important. The next thing about a good bench that was real important for me was that the padding doesn't bottom out. Now, if you're looking at this bench, obviously it's been reupholstered. The padding is not what it was new. New, it was about a 2-inch padding, and that was good when it was new. Somebody reupholstered it. No big deal, you know. If you get a bench and really, really use it, odds are you're probably going to reupholster it anyways. And I'm sure I will, so I'll just put a better padding in it when I get stronger. So for now it works, and that's just my padding. So, but anyhow, see, I'm bottoming it out now. So, but anyhow, the padding on it, you want a good thick padding that's not going to bottom out on you. And the next thing about a good bench to look at is going to be your pivot point right here, where your incline and decline of your backrest and your butt rest happens. You want that to be a good hinging point to where you can tighten it. There's no wobble in it. It's a good sturdy hinge. And the reason why I say that is the bench that came with my half rack was on an oval pipe. It actually slid on the oval pipe with a plastic bushing in between it, and when that wore out, it was just a wobbly bench, and there was no fixing it. If this bolt loosens and it gets wobbly, you just tighten the bolt again. So that's real important. Now, one other thing that I wanted out of a bench that I didn't get with this bench is when you're doing leg curls, you can get a handle that goes underneath the seat or the butt rest. So when you're doing heavy leg curl or leg extensions, you can hold that handle. I've always just held on like this to the bench, but there is an option of a handle here, and then for your leg curls, a handle here when you're laying down doing your leg curls. And if you get a bench without it, you can buy an attachment and just bolt it on, so that's not a big deal. So the key points to a bench that I believe every bench should have: flat, incline, and decline positions, multiple incline positions, a support for the decline position, leg curl, leg extension, lat pull down, preacher curl attachment capable, but not a fixed, because it will get in the way and it's kind of bulky and heavy when you're not using it. You want to be able to move it out of the way. The multiple incline positions, a good sturdy pivot point, heavy duty frame, a good solid padding, and what else did I want out of it? Whenever you incline, it's important that your butt rest can incline with you. This one has 3 different positions: flat and 2 incline positions. Because when you're inclined, just like when you're declined, you're going to want to slide. And if this is flat, you can slide and curve your back at the bottom. So that kind of helps you stay in place on the incline. That's real important. And I believe that pretty much covers everything that makes a good quality weight bench. Hopefully, I covered something somebody's looking for, and you won't make the mistake I made and buy a bench that you only end up using for about 3 weeks. So, I think that's it. Picking out a bench that's right for you. Or a video about me picking out a bench that was right for me. I'm going to make this video because I couldn't find a video like this video. All the videos that I found about weight benches marketed a product and pointed out all the features of a specific product. What I want to make a video about is the things that a bench needs to be a good bench. The key points of a good bench. And when I'm talking about a good bench, I'm talking about a bench for getting big and strong. If you're just wanting to be cut up and not really lift any heavy weight, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a heavy-duty good bench that will last a lifetime. And the reason why, like I said, I couldn't find a video about it. I just found videos pointing out this bench does this, it does that. Not this bench needs to do this. And these are all the things a bench needs to do. So I was trying to find benches, and I had probably 5 or 6, I don't even know, maybe 10 different things I wanted out of a bench.